Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming today. I appreciate it. My heart is filled with gratitude and love for every one of you. Thank you so much. But today is not about crying, and today is not about weakness. Today is a message directly to our Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, that yesterday's actions in New Brunswick were violent, unwarranted, against elders, children, families. The Elsipogtog was having a peaceful rally for 3 weeks. They have been fighting for their rights to their resources and invasion of their lands for 3 years. 3 years. And the government wants to go in and take away their resources without their consent. And I'm here and you're here to tell this government that our treaties are treaties of friendship and peace. In the spirit of friendship and peace. And we have treaties all over. Of course, there are numbered treaties, but the ones out east are the ones that matter right now, and they have violated their partnership with the Indigenous out there. I stand here with you because I feel our unity and our solidarity across Turtle Island. I feel it. I know it's there. And we are not going to let a government body such as Stephen Harper's overwrite our own rights, our inherent treaty rights that we have had since the dawn of time, since time immemorial. So I'm just going to read you my little tiny speech, and then I'm going to hand over the mic to a few of our speakers, and thank you all for showing up. Hi, thank you. I apologize, I didn't have time to print it out this morning. I was running around a little crazy. Prime Minister Harper quoted the other day, "They are going to seize the moment before us, Canada's moment, and we will." That was quoted by our Prime Minister Stephen Harper. But we are here today to tell him we will seize our moment, as we have continued to do so in the past, and we will continue to do so in the future. We are the original people of these lands. We have instilled in us the values of our ancestors to protect our Mother Earth, and that's a lot of responsibility. These treaties we have are peace and friendship treaties. They are pre-Confederation, and they all differ greatly. From the numbered treaties further inland to the friendship and peace treaties on the East Coast made with England before Canada existed. I remind you all that all of our land is unceded. We have never sold, lost, or given an inch of these lands to colonial settlers. Our treaties, Mr. Prime Minister, on the East speak of sharing in the spirit of peace and friendship. We as united people have an inherent right to defend our territories from all threats, all of them. We have an obligation. We have an obligation to our ancestors and the future generation unborn. Do not forget, Mr. Prime Minister. Do not forget Mr. President Obama and other dignitaries around the world, that these are rights. These rights are encoded. They are encoded in the Constitution. They are encoded in the United Nations declarations on the rights of Indigenous peoples. And they are encoded in the treaties themselves. The effort to Shale gas exploration and drilling has been going on in Mi'kmaq territory for about 3 years in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. The people over there have excellent allies among the Acadians, the Francophones, the Anglophones, and other Canadians. They have been working together to stop all fracking on their lands and will continue to do so, as is their right and duty. The Chief and Council of Elsipogtog are on side of those people, and they got arrested yesterday as well. The violent actions of the RCMP in New Brunswick was a shock to everyone across the nation. A peaceful protest for 3 weeks ended in clashes with the government authority, rubber bullets being shot at their warriors, mothers and children, tear gassing, guns pointed at their people, dogs drawn, and riot gear. And they will defend their rights, as is their right. And we stand here in support of Elsipogtog and their defense of their lands and inherent and Indigenous rights of everyone involved.
Yeah!
We are on their side to have free, prior, and informed consent to this invasion on their territory. We are in support of all Indigenous people and their right to intact ecosystems and to support traditional practices and ceremonies. Water is key, and they forget that. Water is what brought their trade routes. Water is what brings life and health to our people and our ceremonies and our well-being.
Idle no more! Idle no more!
Hi, thank you. A government, finally I'm just going to say this, a government should not rule a group of people. It is the people that should be conversed with by the government. This body in power has forgotten that philosophy, and they have it incredibly backward. And as long as they continue to threaten and berate any of our nations, we will stand up and fight back, as is our inherent right as Indigenous people.